I'm glad to be back. I hope you had a great Christmas with your family. And speaking of Christmas, I'm wondering, do you know anybody who's ever gotten a bicycle for Christmas or their birthday?
And I don't mean a bicycle with training wheels.
I mean the real thing. The grown-up big kid, practically, adult one. Maybe even a 10-speed. Whoa! Have you? And that person who got that, did they just leap on that bicycle and race off down the street? Or was there a lot of wobbling and crying and crashing first? I want you to think about that sort of event as you're listening in today's story. Okay? Let's read.
The Most Magnificent Thing, written and illustrated by Ashley Spires.
This is a regular girl and her best friend in the whole wide world.
They do all kinds of things together. They race, they eat, they explore, they relax. She makes things. He unmakes things.
One day, the girl has a wonderful idea.
She is going to make the most magnificent thing.
She knows just how it will look.
She knows just how it will work.
All she has to do is make it.
And she makes things all the time.
Easy peasy.
First, she hires an assistant.
Next, they gather their supplies.
They set up somewhere out of the way and get to work. The girl tinkers and hammers and measures,
while her assistant pounces and growls and chews. When she is finished, she steps back to admire her work.
She walks around the side. Her assistant examines the other side. It doesn't look right.
Her assistant picks it up and gives it a shake. It doesn't feel right either. They are shocked to discover that the thing isn't magnificent or good. It isn't even kinda sorta okay. It is all wrong. The girl tosses it aside and gives it another go.
She smooths and wrenches and fiddles. Her assistant circles and tugs and wags.
When she is finished, she stands up and takes a long look at it. Her assistant gives it a nudge with his paw.
The thing is still wrong. She decides to try again. The girl saws and glues and adjusts. She stands and examines and stares. She twists and tweaks and fastens. She fixes and straightens and studies.
She tries all different ways to make it better. She makes it square. She makes it round. She gives it legs.
She adds antennae. She makes it furry. She makes it long, short, rough, smooth, big, small.
One even smells like stinky cheese.
But none of them are magnificent.
Her hard work attracts a few admirers.
But they don't understand. They can't see the magnificent thing that she has in her mind. She gets mad.
The angrier she gets, the faster she works. She smashes pieces into shapes. She jams parts together. She pummels the little bits in.
Her hands feel too big to work, and her brain is too full of all the not right things. If only the thing would just work. Ah!
The pain starts in her finger.
It rushes up to her brain, and she explodes.
It is not her finest moment.
I'm no good at this. I quit. Her assistant suggests a walk.
She's mad, isn't she?
It's not much help at first, but before long, she starts to feel different. Bit by bit, the mad gets pushed out of her head.
As they stroll along, she comes across the first wrong thing she made. The bad feelings are about to start all over again. And then she notices something surprising.
There are some parts of the wrong things that are really quite right. The bolt on one, the shape of another, the wheel-to-seat ratio of the next.
There are all sorts of parts that she liked. By the time she reaches the end of the trail, she finally knows how to make the thing magnificent. She gets to work.
She works carefully and slowly, tinkering, hammering, twisting, fiddling, gluing, painting. Her assistant makes sure there are no distractions. The afternoon fades into evening. Finally, she finishes. She alerts her assistant.
The pair take a good long look. It leans a little to the left, and it's a bit heavier than expected.
The color could use a bit of work too, but it's just what she wanted. They climb aboard and take it for a spin. They are not disappointed.
It really is the most magnificent thing.
The end. Wow, that little girl designed and built a sidecar for her dog. I'm impressed.
I mean, I have trouble opening a jar of pickles. Well, for example, I just got a new vacuum cleaner. And, I had a great manual, but, you have to put part A into part B. And, even with the pictures, I struggled. And then the worst part, when it was over with, I'm embarrassed to tell you this, I couldn't find the on-off switch. Yes, the on-off switch. There was a picture of it in the manual, but it didn't show anywhere in there where the heck it was on the vacuum. It wasn't in the same place on my old vacuum. I looked forever, and I felt just like that little girl. I wanted to scream and stamp my foot and go, "You're kidding me!" Well, eventually, I found it. It was on the front of the handle, the very last place I would have looked for it. And I felt kind of silly. But I got over it, right? And I kept thinking, wow, God, you really love me a lot to have listened to me complaining to you about this silly vacuum cleaner, right? And that's what's great about talking to God. He doesn't care what we tell him. He's interested. He knows whatever we have to tell him is important. It's important in that moment. So I hope that you remember, you know, the little girl's solution to her meltdown. She took a break, took a walk, and all of a sudden that's like the light went on. She went, oh, I got it. I get it. Because remember, it's not that we feel upset. It's what we do afterwards that matters. And it does help to talk to God because he gets it. Okay, have a good week. I'll see you next week and we'll have another cool story. Bye. See you next week.